Welcome back to Avengers Autos. Okay, imagine this. You've worked hard, saved money, maybe built a dream garage in your head, and now you're thinking about buying one of the fastest street-legal machines on the planet. Not a loud, overhyped supercar that only looks good on Instagram, but something brutally fast, insanely engineered, and actually usable. That's where the upcoming Porsche 911 Turbo S enters the chat. But here's the real question I want to ask you before we start. Is the new 2027 version truly better, or is Porsche just polishing an already perfect machine and charging more money for it? Today, we're going to talk honestly. No fake hype, no marketing drama. Just real talk, from a buyer's point of view. If you were spending your own money on this car, would it make sense? Let's find out. Now let's talk about the thing people notice first, the design. And honestly, Porsche is a bit stubborn here, but in a good way. The 2027 model is expected to keep the iconic 911 shape because, let's be real, if Porsche suddenly made it look like a spaceship, fans would probably riot. From the early leaks and design direction Porsche has been following, the new Turbo S will likely have sharper LED matrix headlights, a slightly wider stance, more aggressive air intakes, and a redesigned rear light bar that stretches even cleaner across the back. The body still looks compact compared to many modern sports cars, but that's actually part of the magic. It doesn't scream for attention like some Lamborghinis do. Instead, it quietly says, "I'm faster than most things on the road." The front bumper is expected to get better active aerodynamics, meaning the car will adjust airflow depending on speed. At low speeds, it stays clean and practical, but once you push it hard, the aerodynamics start working like crazy to keep the car planted. The rear wing will also likely be smarter and more adaptive than the current model. And if you're someone who loves details, Porsche usually improves wheel designs, carbon fiber elements, and cooling vents with every new version. But let me ask you something. When you see a 911 on the road, do you instantly recognize it? Most people do. And that's exactly why Porsche doesn't mess with the design too much. Now step inside, because this is where things are changing more noticeably in newer Porsche models. The 2027 Turbo S interior is expected to be more digital than before, but thankfully, Porsche still understands that drivers want real control, not just screens everywhere. So you'll probably get a fully digital instrument cluster with improved performance displays, lap timing features, and customizable driving data. The center screen will be bigger and faster, and Porsche's latest infotainment system is expected to run smoother than older versions, which, to be honest, sometimes felt a bit slow. Material quality will still be top tier. We're talking real leather, Alcantara, carbon fiber trims, and extremely solid build quality. Porsche interiors usually feel tight, precise, and premium without being flashy. You sit low in the car, the steering wheel feels just right in your hands, and everything is designed around the driver. Comfort-wise, this is something people misunderstand about the Turbo S. Yes, it's a monster performance car, but it's also surprisingly comfortable for daily driving. The seats are supportive but not torture devices. The ride quality, thanks to adaptive suspension, can actually handle city roads better than many sports cars. If you're living in a city with rough roads, you'll still feel bumps, but it won't destroy your back. Now, let's talk about what everyone really cares about, the engine. And this is where things get interesting. The current Turbo S already produces insane power from a twin-turbo flat-six. The 2027 model is expected to push things even further. We could see power going beyond 650 horsepower, possibly closer to 680 or even 700 horsepower. Possibly closer to 680 or even 700 horsepower, depending on how Porsche tunes it. But here's the important thing. Porsche doesn't just add power randomly. Their engineering is very precise. The twin-turbo setup will likely be improved for faster response, less turbo lag, and stronger mid-range acceleration. So instead of just huge numbers on paper, the car will feel violently quick in real life. And if you've ever driven a Turbo S before, you already know this. The acceleration is almost ridiculous. We're talking about 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly around 2.5 seconds, or maybe even faster in the new model. That's supercar territory. Actually, that's hypercar territory from a few years ago. But here's a question for you. Do you actually need that much speed on normal roads? Probably not, but somehow knowing the car can do it is part of the fun. Driving experience is where Porsche usually destroys the competition. In the city, the Turbo S feels surprisingly manageable. The steering is precise but not too heavy, visibility is decent compared to many exotic cars, and the automatic PDK transmission is insanely smooth in traffic. You don't feel like you're driving something impossible to control. But once you get on the highway, that's where the car shows its real personality. Press the accelerator and the car launches forward like it's been shot out of a cannon. Overtaking becomes effortless. You barely touch the throttle and suddenly you're already way ahead of traffic. And on twisty roads, this is where Porsche magic happens. The all-wheel drive system gives insane grip. The chassis balance is almost perfect, and the steering feedback makes you feel connected to the road in a way that many modern cars just don't deliver anymore. Now let's talk about technology. Porsche is expected to include their latest driver assistance systems in the 2027 Turbo S. That means adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, traffic jam assist, improved parking systems, and maybe even more advanced AI-based driving support. But don't worry, Porsche still focuses on driving first, automation second. You'll also likely see improvements in connectivity, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, better voice control, and faster system updates. One thing Porsche has been improving lately is making the car smarter without making it annoying. Sound system? Expect something like Burmeister Premium Audio, which honestly sounds amazing even at low volume. Safety is another area where Porsche takes things seriously. The 2027 model will likely include stronger structural improvements, updated crash safety tech, more airbags, and better active safety systems. The stability control systems in the Turbo S are also incredibly advanced. Even if you're not a professional driver, the car helps keep you safe when pushing limits. But remember, this is still a high-performance machine. Respecting the power is important. Now let's talk about something practical: mileage and real-world usability. Obviously, if you're buying a 911 Turbo S for fuel economy, you might be slightly crazy. But surprisingly, Porsche engines are actually quite efficient for the performance they deliver. The 2027 model will likely deliver similar or slightly improved fuel efficiency compared to the current version. On highway cruising, you might see decent mileage for a 650-plus horsepower car. But the real practicality of this car isn't fuel economy, it's usability. You can daily drive it. You can take it on road trips. There's even a small front trunk for luggage. And the reliability reputation of Porsche, especially the 911 platform, is actually very strong compared to many exotic cars. Now let's be honest about the pros and cons, because this channel doesn't do fake reviews. Pros first. Insane acceleration. Legendary handling and driving feel. Daily drivability better than most supercars. Excellent build quality. Timeless design that doesn't age quickly. Strong resale value compared to many rivals. Now the cons. Price. This thing will be extremely expensive. Options cost a lot, and Porsche loves charging extra for everything. Rear seats are basically symbolic. Maintenance is still expensive even if reliability is good. And honestly, some people might say it looks too similar to older models. So who is this car actually best for? This car is perfect for someone who wants supercar performance but doesn't want a supercar headache. Someone who wants speed, control, and prestige but also wants a car that can be driven regularly. It's also perfect for collectors who understand that the Turbo S is one of the most respected performance cars ever made. But if you're someone who only cares about crazy attention and loud styling, there are other cars that might suit you better. Now the big question everyone is asking: when is it launching and how much will it cost? Based on Porsche's usual update cycle, the 2027 Porsche 911 Turbo S is expected to be revealed sometime around late 2026, with deliveries starting in early to mid-2027. And trust me, demand will be huge. Expected price in the USA? Most experts believe the starting price could land somewhere around $230,000 to $250,000, depending on upgrades and inflation. And once you start adding options, it can easily go way beyond that. So if you were planning to buy one, the smart move would be to talk to a Porsche dealer early, because these cars often have waiting lists. Now let me ask you something. If you had the money, would you buy the 2027 Turbo S, or would you choose something like a Ferrari, McLaren, or maybe even an electric supercar instead? I'm genuinely curious what you think. All right, Avengers, that brings us to the final verdict. The upcoming 2027 Porsche 911 Turbo S doesn't look like it's trying to reinvent the wheel. Instead, it's doing what Porsche always does, refining, improving, and making an already incredible car even better. It might not shock people with wild design changes, but the performance, engineering, and real-world usability will probably make it one of the best driver's cars you can buy in 2027. If Porsche gets the balance right, more power, smarter tech, and the same legendary driving feel, then honestly, this might again become the benchmark sports car. But now, I want to hear from you. Would you actually buy this car if you had the chance? Or do you think Porsche should change the design more? Comment below. I read your comments. And if you enjoy honest car reviews like this, don't forget to subscribe to Avengers Autos because more upcoming car reviews are coming that most channels won't tell you the truth about. I'll see you in the next one.